you hear that? That ringing in your ears? A mystery that you just can't place? That's the sound of the future. And it's calling you to come on down to Chuck's Internet Cafe. We have over 15 computers ready to take you out onto the information superhighway at this very moment. So answer the call and head over to 57 Barcott Drive, where the future is now.
We finally come to it, everyone. For those of you who weren't with us last year, the Antikythera mechanism is a 2,000-year-old Greek machine that was used to track the cycles of the solar system. It was basically an analog computer, in that someone could enter in a few variables, activate the mechanism, and then complex mathematical calculations would occur. What was especially remarkable about it was, before the mechanism was discovered, that kind of knowledge was only known in the 14th century, some 600 years ago. So, that's a difference of 1,400 years. The mystery we're focused on here is how that knowledge could have been lost, and in our investigation into it, we eventually decided that the knowledge was only half lost. The mechanism had a large influence on the development of modern clockwork, but the knowledge of such astronomical technology was lost because of, basically, a case of bad luck for the Greeks. However, today we're going to hear the quote-unquote real answer, one that our guest says will kick open the door of what we know about human history. Are you ready to hear it? I know I am. Our guest today is Martin Lane, a former historian from the Natural History Museum of Illinois. Thank you so much for coming on.
My pleasure, Joe. Thanks for having me.
During the ad break, you told me that you just wanted to get right into it, so...
Yes, I did. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it was not bad luck or an accident of any sort that led to knowledge of the Antikythera mechanism being lost. It was intentionally lost, or to put it more simply, it was erased.
Erased? Why?
Because the people doing the erasing didn't believe humanity was ready for that kind of knowledge.
And who are these people? Martin?
I don't know.
What? Well, I don't understand. Then how do you know this?
I used to be part of a group. They call themselves the Leap Year Society, and they're basically like a cult that believes in human ascendance through knowledge. And more, it's always about knowing more. They seek out wisdom that's been hidden from the world so that humanity can fulfill its full potential. But the longer I stayed there, the more I realized that was a load of horseshit. It's why I left. They don't see that their society is dying because they're being
Martin.
gatekeepers too. They're too closed off with their membership and the information they...
Martin, this isn't what you... You told me that the Greek leadership was behind the mechanism being lost.
I know. And I'm sorry that I misled you, but...
Well, that's just not how we do things here, so I'm afraid we're going to have to...
The Voynich manuscript, it's related to all of this too.
How?
You had a caller on earlier who talked about how the manuscript's author must have been familiar with the unknown language because of the ductus of the written characters, which led him to believe that the author was from Atlantis. He's wrong, but not entirely. A form of channeling is responsible for the manuscript's creation.
Channeling.
It's commonly defined as someone serving it as a medium for communication from a spiritual being, but in this case, it's a bit different in that the being...
I'm sorry about that, everyone. Apparently we need to work on our screening procedures. We'll be back after a short break.